The mechanism by which an Excel link can be transferred to a Revit file is indirectly through AutoCAD. I didn't design Revit, and probably someday they'll have support for tables. But in order to create this sort of thing in AutoCAD, this is what we have to do first with the source. And the neat thing about AutoCAD is you have control over the elements in the table, much more so. Actually, more so, I think, than you have in Excel. Anyway, the most important thing in, or uh, an important preparation in Excel is that your sheets should be simple. So if you have more than one sheet in the file, AutoCAD gets somewhat confused with it. It works very slowly. So this is a single sheet, and the range should be named. You do that by selecting the range and just typing a name here. I've named that range table, and that's what I've transferred into Cad file. Let's create a new Cad file for the second zoning spreadsheet. Now, it doesn't matter what template you use. I use a simple one as possible because you don't really need any of the features. Template. And the annotate tab, ribbon menu in AutoCAD has this table feature. Now you can start with an empty table or provide one from a data link. Now what I had to do with the zoning sheet is eliminate the other sheet. Let me open up previous uh, the original copy. Okay. See, this has two sheets in it, zoning and heights. I'm assuming that's a leftover from something else. So I eliminated the heights sheet so that AutoCAD doesn't get confused, and saved it out. Okay. Selected the range that I want to import, assigned it a name, saved the file as zoning chalk copy table here. So I'm going to start from a data link, no data link found, create a data link, Excel link, zoning. Doesn't matter what you name it, you're probably never going to use that again. Then you can browse for the file. And rather than link the entire sheet, you want to select link to a name range. Notice that it pulls up default drop-down names in that range. It takes, I don't know why this is so slow, but I have clicked link to a name range, and that's just now responding. Okay, in fact, that's the range that I want. Hit OK. And then OK again. The preview appears. Maybe it's the preview that takes time. I don't know. And hit OK. And then what I do here is so that I type 0, comma 0. So it basically places the top of that table as the origin. So there's no artifacting involved with being some distance from the origin or whatever. Okay, now you have an entire table. Um, it doesn't very cleanly import text sizes, that sort of thing. So you can fix all that in AutoCAD. But the point is, and once you do that, you can update the table and just relink it. I'll show you how that works. So you need to save this. Save that. Drawing, and then I'm going to call that O2 zoning table. Okay, so now we have two CAD files. We can open Revit. I should say that the text, this is a one-way process. The once the text appears, well, let me explain what happens with this is the CAD file needs to get imported into Revit into a drafting view. I'm going to open earlier version. Back up and just detach it and discard work sets and put that, well, put that window into the one I'm recorded. Can't see it right now. While that's loading, okay. This is a detached file, so I'm going to save it as a detached file. let's copy that file name and write it. I like to put the file name into the startup link, and I usually give this some kind of meaningful Excel to Revit study. Okay. Bring up the CAD the page, but somehow sometimes this I'm not sure why that appears inverted. Let's just move that aside for now. I need a drafting view and I at full scale, so I'll just maximize this window. View, yep, 12, 1:1. Let's start with building heights. Now, naturally, we want to put all this in the cloud folder in the AutoCAD BIM 360 or whatever it's called now, AutoCAD data links. Always link CAD. We don't want to import the CAD because we want to be able to update the CAD in case of spreadsheet, the data changes. So I'm going to link and go to the folder where that's being stored. What came first? I don't remember, but we'll start with the building heights. Like all CAD links, it pins this, so you have to unpin it. Okay, and there's nothing much you can do with this in terms of editing. Let's give the drafting view a meaningful name. Excel. Okay. Very nice. Go to the cover page. And we bring that into, okay, text appears tiny. Well, let's leave the title on the viewport for now. I'm going to create another drafting view. Let's just copy this name. Call this zoning. This is 1:1. And into this, I'm going to link zoning table. This is already 15 minutes, so I'm going to stop here. And in the next video, I will, if I'm able to do a next one today, in the next one, I will show what we can do about formatting all this. Let's take that length. I could go back to drawing list, zoning, and we'll fix the text size and data cell widths in the next installment.